It's the Iowa Prairie Girl, and tonight I'm at the Lime Creek Nature Center in the woods. I'm here to show you a native woodland flower called the Mayapple, also known as the green umbrella. And yep, I'm down here underneath the green umbrellas. It's a drizzly, rainy evening, and it's perfect to show you the green umbrellas. The Mayapple provides a really neat canopy on the forest floor, provides protection to the little animals that might be on the forest floor or the birds, as well as it provides a canopy or protection to its delicate flower that blooms in May, thus the name Mayapple. So the Mayapple blooms in May. It also can bloom into June. It starts coming up in April, the plant itself, and as you can see, it has one flower, and this flower is rather large. It's about 1.5 inches wide. It has 6 to 9 white petals. In the Midwest here in Iowa, it is white. I have read that the Mayapple can come in other colors in other parts of the country. It has 12 to 18 bright yellow or large yellow stamens, and then in the center it has a real large greenish yellow ovary. So the Mayapple, I've read 2 different descriptions of its fragrance. One description was that it was a very nasty fragrance. Another one said it was very pleasant. So I took a smell so I could decide for myself how I thought it smelt. And I kind of could go in between the two of them. It's got a really particular fragrance to it. So I'm here in the woods, and we're going to talk about the Mayapple. I'm here underneath the green umbrellas, getting some protection from the rain, but it's not real comfortable down here, so I'm going to get back up and I'll show you the tops of the Mayapples here. Okay, so now I'm upright here in the woods, and you can see behind me I have a really nice canopy going on of Mayapples. So the Mayapple can grow to be about 18 inches tall. It also has a very wide leaf. The leaf can grow to be between 12 to 16 inches across. I failed to mention when I was down underneath the plant that the plant will stem. So if you see a plant that just has one leaf, that is a young plant, it's infertile, and it will just have one big leaf. When it becomes more mature, it will branch off, and it will actually have a Y branch, and from that Y, that's where the flower will develop and come off of the Y there between the 2 branches. So that plant will have 2 large leaves. Another name for this plant is duck's foot, and as you can see, I'm going to show you here this leaf here. People say that once it gets real big, it kind of looks like a duck's foot, so that's another name for this plant. Now the foliage is poisonous. All the foliage, the stem and the leaf is poisonous. It does have the Mayapple that I'll talk about a little bit later. The Indians used to make an insecticide with the greens. They would boil it down and make a spray that they would put on their potato plants, and that would keep the bugs off their potatoes. You can also, or in the past, they used to make a poultice out of the greenage, and that was used to treat warts. Okay, it's too bad these green umbrellas aren't a little taller because it's starting to rain on me, so I better get going here. Okay, so one thing I want to mention is that the Mayapple is probably one of the easiest wildflowers in the woods to distinguish. As you can see, it has that big leaf, as I've mentioned, and it's very cut. As you look a little closer, it has these very cut leaves that you can be able to identify that really easily with those lobe leaves. So if you haven't figured out, the Mayapple does bloom in May. It can bloom into June. It has a really short blooming season, probably about 2 to 3 weeks, and that flower itself is rather fragile and will disappear if it's like in a windstorm or a heavy rain. But it is protected by those big leaves. So what happens with that single flower that's protected down there? It's kind of a nodding single flower. That flower turns into a berry, which then turns into a little green apple, that little green apple ripens in about August or early fall. It'll turn green from green it will turn into a yellow color, and it needs to be really ripe. If you eat it too soon, it can be a little poisonous. So you want to eat that, don't try it until it's real yellow and it's almost falling off the plant or has fallen off the plant. Other names for the mayapple are lemon apple or hog's apple. Lemon apple because it does have a fruity taste to it. I've read that it tastes like a papaya or a strawberry or a cantaloupe, so it has that flavor. And then also another name is hog's apple, and that's because apparently they used to feed it to the pigs, or the pigs like to eat it. I really wish I had an umbrella other than these green umbrellas. So things that you can do with the mayapple, I've read that it's neat to add it to lemonade and gives it a distinct flavor, and then also you can make it into a preserve. So here I am in the woods with my green umbrellas. This is the Iowa Prairie Girl. I encourage you to get out and explore the wild places. Maybe not on a rainy night, but what the heck, it's kind of fun to be out here. I have the whole woods to myself, obviously. And so tune in, make sure you like that button, press or subscribe to my YouTube channel. Stay tuned in, because next week we're going to look at the wild geranium and some really neat things I want to share with you about that. So from the rainy woodlands of Lime Creek Nature Center, this is the Iowa Prairie Girl.